The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Some of the scribes and Pharisees said to Jesus, "Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you." He said to them in reply, "An evil and unfaithful generation seeks a sign, but no sign will be given it except the sign of Jonah the prophet. Just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be in the heart of earth 3 days and 3 nights. At the judgment, the men of Nineveh will arise with this generation and condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonah. And there is something greater than Jonah here. At the judgment, the queen of the south will arise with this generation and condemn it, because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And there is something greater than Solomon here." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Sa morning prayer po natin, if you notice, yung unang salmo, ng Psalm 90, there is a part there that says, "Our life is over like a sigh. Our span is 70 years, and 80 for those who are strong." That particular part of the psalm reminds us kung gaano kabilis, gaano kaiksi ng buhay. 70 on the average, and 80 for those who are strong. Kaya yung mga malalapit na ng 70 dito, paganda-handa na. Pagkalagpas na ng 70, bonus na yan. That part of the gospel that part of the morning prayer, the psalm, put the gospel in perspective. Sapagkat when reading through the gospel, it seems that the Lord is competing with Solomon. You have somebody greater than Solomon here, and yet the Queen of the South has more sense because she traveled far and long just to listen to the wisdom of Solomon, because Solomon was a wise man. And yet you have somebody greater than Solomon here. You're asking for a sign, and yet no sign will be given except the sign of Jonah, and they will rise. The people during that generation will rise and condemn you because they have repented at the preaching of Jonah. It's as if the Lord is also saying, but you have somebody greater than Jonah here. Nakikipag-compete ba yung Panginoon? I don't think so. Because the Lord knows very much that there is no competition between him and Solomon. Solomon is wise. Solomon is intelligent. He understands the movement of the sea, he understands the movements of the wind in the book of Proverbs. But the Lord is the one who commands the wind and then the sea to still down. Isn't it? So there is no competition here. Solomon is the one who gave the advice on what to do with the two women laying claim on the child. But you have somebody who is the source of wisdom here. So no competition. And he's not competing with Solomon and Jonah. He's not even simply talking to the Pharisees, but he is worried. You know why? Because what you have in front of you is already the key, is already the main event, and yet you miss the point. And yet you miss the point. And your life is not that long for you to continue missing the point. Eto na ako. And what are you still looking for? You know, it is something that indicates or reveals the nature of man. Ang hirap makontento. Laging naghahanap, sigurista masyado. And yet the Lord is telling them, I am already here. Sino pa hinahanap ninyo? And dear friends, perhaps for all of us today, I am certain of this. In many events sa buhay natin, dumating na yung Panginoon. In many events sa buhay natin, nagsalita na siya sa atin. In many things na nangyari sa buhay natin, He is there. He was there. He is still present. And yet, are we like the people in the gospel, still looking for another? He might have been too busy that we have already missed Him coming into our lives. There might have been too much noise around us that when He spoke, we did not recognize Him. And if that is so, and then we will hear the condemnation in the gospel that we read today. You're looking for a wisdom, yet you have somebody greater than Solomon here. You're still looking for a sign, and yet I've been with you all throughout this time that you're going through difficult period, that you're going through pain. I've been there. I've been with you. Kaya nga nakatayo pa rin kayo hanggang ngayon. Kaya nga humihinga pa rin kayo hanggang ngayon. That's why you're able to soldier through difficult things and times and events sa buhay ninyo. Dear friends, that's the assurance of Jesus to all of us. There is somebody wiser than Solomon here. You might have missed him. There must be somebody stronger than Solomon here. You might have failed to recognize him in our lives. Remember, our life is over like a sigh. Our span is 70 years or 80 for those who are strong. Ang bilis lang yan. We might have missed the most important events in our lives, and that is the presence of Jesus in the events that we have went through.